Yo, what's going on, my Veve OGs, my Omi homies, my master collectors, and everybody else on YouTube? It's your bromy, the Gale, back at it again with another Veve video. Let's go. So, you want to invest on Veve, eh? But you only have $100, huh? Well, the Gale has just the video for you. In this video, I thought it would be interesting to make a video for a new investor who might only have $100 and, they want to invest for the long term, but they don't really know what to invest. So I thought it would be interesting to, step in their shoes and knowing everything I know since being here since March 2021. If I only had $100 and I know everything that I know now, what would I invest in? So I'm going to do a couple scenarios and put it out there. So without further ado, let's breeze into it. Okay, so let's get into it. So for the first scenario, I'm going to diversify myself and try to get the most bang for my buck. I want to cover a couple of fields, a couple of areas. So first, we're going to start off with the Back to the Future no-tech hoverboard. I would get me a hoverboard for 28 gems because, I want to secure a possible transportation piece in the Veveverse whenever that comes out next year. I am assuming that these hoverboards are not here just to look cool. I do believe these hoverboards will be rideable, so I would like to secure me one so I don't have to rent from anybody who was smart enough to hoard these Season 1 collectibles. So, no-tech hoverboard for 28 gems is the first thing I would get. Let's move on. Now we're going to come over here to the comics and make sure we get one of these key comics. So we're going to scroll on down here and we're going to pick ourselves up in Ultimate Fallout issue number 4. The first appearance of Miles Morales. This is a, what do you call it? What do you call it? I forgot what you call it, but it's an important comic. I can't think of the term, but this is one you'll want to have. Lock one down. You see there's only 832 commons left, and once everybody realizes what Veve is, these comics are gonna go like hotcakes or whatever. So yeah, I would like to make sure that I get me one of these comics. So yeah, we're gonna add that. So that's what, 27 plus 15 or 28 plus 15. What's the math there? I'll do it in the editing, but yeah. Okay, so sticking with the comics, we want to get ourselves a Grail Comic. That's the phrase I was looking for. A Grail Comic, Holy Grail Comic. So we're gonna scroll down here and we're gonna scoop ourselves up a Fantastic Four issue number 1 for 26 gems. This is an iconic comic. This is the comic that kept Stan Lee in the game. This is the reason why we have the Marvelverse that we have, the Marvel Universe that we have now. If it wasn't for this comic, who knows what Stan Lee would have done. This comic gave Stan Lee, the spark he needed to keep going, to make more, heroes and comics. So this is going to be a nice one to have, and that'll give us 2 comics. So we'll be diversified with the comics. And this is the first appearance of the Fantastic Four, of course. So we'll have 2 first appearances under our belt. So what is that? 42 plus 26. That is what, 68 gems right now. So we got little less than 30 gems to spend. So let's do that. All right. So for our 4th collectible, we're gonna take it back to the collectibles side of it, and we're gonna scroll down and we're gonna click on one of these Marvel Mighties, and we're gonna go with a Mr. Steve Rogers, Captain America, Marvel Mighty common for 17 gems. This is the first appearance of Captain America on the app. A newcomer might not know the difference because there's like better looking caps, but this is the first appearance. This is the first Captain America that dropped on the app, so he is labeled with the first appearance title. So it's going to be interesting to see what his price does in the future, but this is the Captain America Steve Rogers to have. So we're gonna buy this one up. And then that's going to leave us with how many gems? I'll throw it on the screen when I'm editing. But yeah, so we only have about enough money to buy like one more collectible. So let's do that. According to my calculations off screen, we only have $14 or gems left. So we're going to stick with the Marvel Mighties. And it is a toss-up between Mr. Fantastic and The Thing. And I chose to go with Mr. Fantastic for 13.90 gems. Mr. Fantastic. This is the first appearance of Mr. Fantastic on Veve. And Mr. Fantastic, he's a genius, and he's a big part of the Marvel universe. He is capable of time travel, with his genius, and he's the reason for a lot of occurrences in the Marvel universe. So I figured I'd rather have the genius over the Thing. You can really go with either or. They're both iconic, but I just chose to go with Mr. Fantastic. So yeah, that rounds out the $100 bang for your buck series. So yeah, that is what I would probably do if I knew what I knew now, and I only had $100 to invest long term. So yeah, hopefully that was you found that entertaining. Let's move on. Okay, so for scenario number 2, this investor only cares about comics. This person wants to spend $100 on comics and just hold it. So we're going to scroll down, and we are of course going to buy one issue of Marvel Comics issue number 1 for 65 gems. This is the first ever Marvel comic, as well as the first ever Marvel comic NFT. So it has 2 firsts going for it. This is definitely a Grail comic, and we would need to have one of these just out of principle. So we are going to buy one of these for 65 gems, and we will continue shopping. Okay, so sticking to our guns, we are going to get one issue of Ultimate Fallout issue number 4. This is the first appearance of Miles Morales. Miles Morales is this generation's Spider-Man, so you're going to want to have at least one of these comics to hold for the long term. So that's going to bring us to 80 gems. So we only have 20 gems more to spend on a comic. So we are going to do that now. So there's not too many comics under $20 these days, but there is one steal on the app right now, and that is Journey into Mystery issue number 85. The first appearance of Loki and Odin and Heimdall and Asgard. So this would be a nice comic to add to your collection if you're being frugal with $100. And that's only going to leave us with 3 comics, but I do believe these 3 comics will hold value better than the majority that will be dropped on the app. So that is what I would pick with these comics. And yeah, if you have any different thoughts, leave it in the comments. I'd be interested to see what you guys would do with $100. Let's move on. Okay, so in this next scenario, this investor is looking to use his or her $100 to stack one item. So I'm thinking it should be a comic, since it's a new item on the Veve app, and most of these are undervalued. So I'm torn between a couple of comics. One comic I would like to stack is this Fantastic Four issue number 1. We can get 4 of these for $100 since they are currently under 25. Like I've told you before, this is a significant Grail comic. Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, first appearance of Fantastic Four, arguably Marvel's greatest team. So I would get 4 of these, or I would let's see if I can find it real quick. If I can't, oh, here we go, cool. I would get 5 of these Ultimate Fallouts. First appearance, Miles Morales. We want to focus on first appearances for the comics, so I would get 5 5 Miles Morales, or I would come on down to Journey of Mystery 85 and also get 5 of these. So it's between 5 Journey into Mystery, 5 Miles Morales Ultimate Fallout, or 4 first appearance or Fantastic Four issue number 1s. So that is what I would do if I was to stack one item on Veve for $100 and just wait for these comics to appreciate in value, which they most definitely will, especially when the Master Collector Program starts coming out and launches. So yeah, that's what I would do with that. In this last scenario for this video, this investor is looking to spend their 100 gems on one item just to hold. So I think for this one, we are going to want to scroll down and go to Marvel, and we are going to look for the common Amazing Spider-Man right here, sitting at 98 gems. So with 2 gems to spare, we would just pick up one of these guys right here and just hold it. This is Marvel's first ever drop on the Veve app. All of the versions are first appearance, so this one also counts as a first appearance, and we would just hold Spider-Man. He is arguably the most famous and favorite hero of the world currently, and yeah, even though there's 32,000 editions, this would be a good one to just hold and, you know, appreciate. Let it appreciate while you appreciate it. So yeah, that's the one that I would do. Let me know which one you guys would do in the comments. For $100, only one NFT you could buy. Which one would it be? So yeah. And that's the video, my friends. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you learned something or enjoyed the content, feel free to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing for more content like this. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. This was just a fun little video for me to, test myself and see what I would buy if I was in that situation. There's plenty of good buys on the Veve app right now, and everything's increasing in value as time goes by. The floor is going to rise on everything, I think, and the sooner you start investing, the better. That's just my opinion. I got my bags packed, as you can see. I can't wait to see where this thing is headed. I know where it's headed, but I can't wait to see how it all plays out. So yeah, I just want to help anybody who might be just now starting their journey to make the best moves they possibly can. But with that said, I am not a financial advisor. I am no expert. I did not go to college for Veve NFTs. I am just your friendly neighborhood genius, sharing his thoughts and opinions on this wonderful app known as Veve. So take everything that you hear with a grain of salt, because things could change. And with that being said, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Until then, peace out and hodl strong, my friends. Later.